we haven't seen that much from Sector 1. They got 2 free wins because there were 2 forfeits against them. Plus, last time they played 2 weeks ago, they had their coach substituting for Sliver. So we haven't really seen their full lineup that much. So I hope that they have been practicing a lot since Sliver has returned and are up for the task for tonight.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's, of course, to jump into the game. But looking at the bans here, Cassiopeia, Elise, Caitlyn on the other side, we have Syndra, Jace, and Nidalee. So first, let's talk a little bit about Jace. Jace has been seeing a lot of play on the World Championship and is generally a very strong champion. Is this a targeted ban against Morsu, or just, like I said, the generally strong champion here?
It's a target ban for Bripo. It's the other way around.
For Bripo, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Bripo.
It kind of is. He has been picking that up the last month or so, and he has been playing it quite effectively. So they just want to take it away here. Not sure how much how much of a deal it's going to be. He has been quite an effective split pusher on it, and because Morsu always likes to split push himself, perhaps they don't want to put him in that 1v1 scenario against a Jace. Perhaps think like, okay, if I pick the Jax or the Aurelia, the champions he's known for, the Jace might be better in some scenarios. So just taking away here to be safe. So we do already have a couple lock-ins here. We see the Jhin and the Jhin for Sliver, which he's quite known for, and then we have the Hecarim, which is a bit surprising, kind of, and Sivir. But yeah, the Hecarim is it's not really a niche champion. He has been seeing a bit more play, but not so much that I would say he's one of the top priority picks right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's for certain. But looking at Knight here, hovering over Zyra, we've also been seeing a lot of Zyra play over at Worlds. And Bruder, well, let's be honest, Bruder can just play anything he wants. That's the way Bruder rolls, but it's probably going to be his Rek'Sai, which we've seen so many times in Season 1, and still is relatively powerful, even though we haven't seen that much of it, of her actually, in the World Championships.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it does seem like we're leaning towards the more early game aggressive junglers. They want to put down some pressure early towards the level 3. We've seen a lot of Lee Sins lately, which is kind of fun. I mean, Lee Sin is always pretty interesting to watch. Maybe not so much as a play-by-play caster because it's sometimes hard to keep track of him. But yeah, that's a bit more the direction we're heading towards. But then again, Rek'Sai is always a strong pick here. Plus, we do have a couple bans towards junglers. We have Elise and Nidalee taken away here, which some would say are the champions for both Bruder and Kirai. So they need to take a little bit of a different champion for this match.
Also, Blitzcrank coming out from Lachende Gerdas. So you were talking a little bit about Lachende Gerdas and how they suddenly appeared at the LAN finals. Yeah, to be fair, I'm getting a feeling that Lachende Gerdas just can't really focus if they're not in the zone, and they, yeah,
it's just what they do. They once they get to that LAN environment and it actually matters, they flip the switch, turn it in overdrive, and just go straight forward. And last season, I should say, we just saw that there was nobody really able to stop them when they got into that zone. But yeah, when they are in these online qualifiers, they don't always take it too seriously. They want to make sure that they're qualified, but they don't seem to be putting that much effort into it.
Yeah, that's... Maybe we're just overthinking things, and maybe we are not giving them that much credit. But Blitzcrank is somewhat unheard of, and especially if we're looking at the current composition that they have, it doesn't really seem like it's a smash and grab composition. It's more like, okay, we have Blitzcrank and we can randomly engage. Yeah.
Well, it is it is one of the most played champions for Shiswigas. So it's not like he's just bullshitting. It's like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna play Blitzcrank because it's qualifiers and nothing matters. But then again, yeah, it isn't really a regular pick, so to say. So it is going to be quite interesting. I wonder how much they're going to do during that laning phase. However, we could note here that on the side of Saxon 1, they took the Jhin and the Zyra. So both are relatively squishy champions. No real escape movements for them. So there are actually quite a lot of possibilities here for the Blitzcrank to get a hook and be able to burst somebody down. Sivir is not really the best combination. I mean, we used to always see like the Blitzcrank Vayne combo, get a hook, knock him up in the air, and then that's the Vayne condemn him into the wall and quickly burst him down. But I guess Sivir works. Speed up helps as well, so could be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And Morsu, yeah, like you said, getting on the Gnar. That's also an interesting matchup. Gnar versus Rimble, both relatively resourceless champions, except for the fact that, that of course, Bwipo and Rimble has that heat mechanic, and Morsu has that rage mechanic. So that's kind of the thing that both of them have to play around with. And we'll just have to see. Looking at the junglers, I'm expecting Rek'Sai, of course, to be a little bit faster in terms of ganking the Kirei, at least at start. And then, well, we'll just have to see what happens after level 6.
Yeah, and to see Knights onto that Rise is going to be quite... Well, I'm quite in some suspense because I've seen him go absolutely insane on that champion and just wrecking his opponents. But I've seen some games of him that he just couldn't get it rolling, and it didn't seem as proficient as it has seen before. So it kind of depends. I mean, the mid lane could be the lane to watch here, just because both of them are so hyper aggressive. Plus the jungler mid laner combination for at least Lachende Gerdas is insane. And same thing really goes for Sector 1 as well. So I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of action. And Knights is really the person who needs the kills more. On that Victor, you can still say, you can still be relatively annoying with the champion, even if you're a little bit behind. Well, Rise just needs to dive forward and be able to be, kind of tanky, but also dish out a lot of damage. So he really needs those kills a bit more than the Victor, in my opinion. I think you've got yourself muted, Techno.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah,
it's that time of year again where my microphone decides to randomly mute itself. So yeah, what I was about to say was that, yeah, like you said, Rice a little bit more dependent on getting that early game and then rolling into that mid game than Victor. Whereas, like you said, Victor can be a little bit more relevant. However, in order to clear those waves, he does need that gold. He does need to get himself to a point where he can insta-wipe those waves, or else Ryze is just going to run away with that wave. So that's a little bit of a thing. So there is still a critical gold pass on Victor, but Ryze is more dependent on getting that early game going and getting ahead. If he falls behind, it's game over.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, I'm kind of... It's pretty interesting to see more so on that Gnar. He really likes to go for the more aggressive champions, but knowing that he has to play against the Rumble, he needs to be a bit more safe and go for the Gnar this time. I think we've seen him on Yasuo once, which wasn't all that good. I think he went like 0-4-2 or something like that.
Let's not talk about that, okay? It seems like a plan. Marshall always feeds.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of true, but then again, what he does is he puts pressure on the map, and it's kind of his thing and what he's known for. He just goes for the split push, and either he totally wrecks the other team and is able to 1v2, and then they just win easily, or not, and he feeds his ass off, like you said, and still puts enough pressure that his team is able to take objectives on the other side of the map. So in any case, like whatever he does, he will be going for the split push like always, and it's going to be interesting. But this time on that Gnar, a little bit less aggressive champion, as we're maybe used to seeing him playing on.
All right, and with that all said and done, we've talked our way through the 3 minutes delay period before you can actually hop into spectator mode, and that means we're going to be slowly but surely loading into the game. And of course, that gives me the time to remind you that you can still get some tickets for the event at the Amsterdam Arena. Make sure to buy them over at eslbenelux.nl. There are a lot of things happening. And I believe we also now have a Street Fighter competition that will be going on. So you don't even have to qualify. No, you don't even have to be a player in this tournament if you still want to try and qualify for the Street Fighter tournament. I believe the qualifiers will be going live relatively fast. So if you're pretty good at Street Fighter 5, make sure to get yourself there, because that's going to be an amazing event. Yeah, so we're about to load in. Kitty is the final one to get things going. Probably playing on one of his toasters.
I mean, I've seen some scenarios where people had to switch out a PC because it was overheating. So
oh yes.
I mean, that happens sometimes, I guess.
I've seen people play on old PCs over at LANs. No, they were playing on laptops with only integrated graphics. But yeah, nevertheless, we are finally in the game. So that means that we're getting ourselves ready for game number 1 of tonight. On the red side, we have the team of Lachende Gerdas. And on the blue side, we have the team of Sector 1. With both teams just spreading out and going to defend every single entry point.
Yeah, pretty much that's what's usually going to happen. However, it is a Blitzcrank. There are separate strategies against Blitzcrank. It's either drop some wards and get into really safe positions, or stack up into a brush and wait there for the Blitzcrank to go for the invade, because that's really all that happens while we have a small pause here.
Yeah, that's...
All right.
Okay, so
keyboard issues, but
keyboard issues, and of course the reply. Yeah, we have to see the invades. Amazing.
All right, so it seems like Shishikaz immediately calls it off as well. It's like, okay, I'll take a different direction. Maybe I can find somebody here. They'll spot the ward being dropped, so they know that Blitzcrank is around that area and should just be playing safe here. But another interesting thing you can do with the Blitzcrank, I mean, the level 1 invade and try to get a pick is, of course, one thing. But what I used to do, like back in season 4-ish, 3 4-ish, is go for the invade on the jungle camp, because either they're going to start there with the jungler, or like it is now, they're going to start there with the bottom lane. They can just hook away the big, well, it used to be a golem back then, but it's now a Krog, of course. Take him away, let him resets and regenerates, and you'll totally screw over their level 1 strats. So I wonder if he's going to do the same thing. Does look like he wants to do something like that.
Yeah, he tried to go for one of the champions, maybe in the brush, but unfortunately no one was there, so he already used a lot of his mana. Now just going to be calmly driving backwards to the lane, where Kitty's just waiting, and Kitty and Kaz just waiting for a proper opportunity as they push the wave in. However, against the Jhin, that's a little bit hard. Already a lot of damage being dealt here, and Sliver and Forsaken pushing in quite far for now. Can they actually get to level 2 before their opponents? That should be doable, and that's going to be the biggest thing here in this bottom lane. Like, if you can get at level 2, then you can at the very least defend against Blitzcrank grabbing you, so that's the thing to keep in mind here. Another wave of plants being used, and looks like Yusrika is actually hitting level 2. Now both of the teams, both of the AD carries in sports hitting level 2, so it's no longer the, well, we're level ahead, so we're hitting you right now kind of game.
Well, it is quite to be expected that Saxon is going to push this one in, because it is a Blitzcrank, he is melee, so he's not going to be too helpful with pushing the waves. Then again, they do have the Sivir, so that helps out quite a lot with pushing that wave up. But we see Kirai pushing up to the middle lane.
Oh, can Kirai actually get the kill here? Oh, nice flash there by Knight. He does get hit, so that was an interesting one. But now they're looking at Kitty in the bottom lane. Kitty in a lot of trouble, but will survive. But only barely, and this is the issue. When you drive away with your Blitzcrank, you try to get a few wards down, and then you leave your AD carry alone, and, well, this happens. Don't do it, Blitzy.
Yeah, good abuse there from Forsaken and Sliver. So now we see the immediate invade coming out of Bruder. He knows, okay, their AD carry has to go back to base. We're in an advantage position here. I'll go for the invade. But it does look like Kirai wants to counter it, perhaps, although he is looking to just go for the crab.
Yeah, Crab is quite important for Hecarim, I imagine, giving him a little bit of speed, but now Kirei moving into the jungle, looking for the blue buff, because, well, let's be honest, he knows that Bruder doesn't have the blue buff because he was just revealed by that wards. And for now, Bruder just going to clear out the Crux in the bottom lane, the fight will just continue.
Oh, return gank onto the middle lane of the Knight though.
Oh, Knight needs to get away here, nice rune bristle onto Kirei, Knight almost gets pushed away, he doesn't have flash, he didn't have flash available, also doesn't have teleport. So he's going to be losing quite a bit of, time there, unless he stays in the middle lane. That's the thing. Will he actually stay in the middle lane and perhaps set it up for Bruder for the counter gank on Kirei?
Yeah, he really wants to stay in the wave right now and wants to pick up that farm because, as you said, he didn't take the teleport, so he's going to lose out a lot if he decides to go back to base. So really wants to push up one more, maybe tries to communicate with Bruto, okay, you need to take over my lane, I want to go back. But then again, he has the tier, so already he's busy with stacking that one up. So maybe he'll just take the risk and stay in lane for now because his go should be up in a minute or two.
Yeah, but he's
needs
to be careful.
Blue, actually.
Yeah, but look at Kaz and Kirei.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're looking for something, but they can't find it, not yet. Now finally, Knight getting back to lane has the blue buff, so can start just machine gunning those spells, but as a result, just because will decide to actually back away. You saw him thinking, do I want to stay here for longer, but in the end decides to just back away. One Knight in the meantime just continuing with whatever he can to clear out the wave as fast as he can. Oh, there's Nuke on the Sliver in the bottom lane. The Sliver taking a lot of damage, just trying to turn it around. The exhaust going down to Sliver. Sliver just dancing away. Here's the boomerang blade. He'll keeping Sliver alive.
Teleport.
Good flash there. Teleport coming in as well. Will Kitty actually go down? No, because the teleport is right there now. Forsaken with the grasp. Can he actually do it? Oh no, it's Beepo! Beepo goes in and gets the kill. Oh my word, I did not expect that. I did not expect Beepo to actually be able to get that kill, but he's leaving open the top lane for Morsu.
And he decides to go back quickly because he wants to try and defend that. I was kind of surprised as well. I mean, he did have that flash, but he wasn't level 6 yet as he teleported in, so no ulti available. But that flash helped him. Oh, and Knight actually coming in, trying to get a kill onto Kaz. Can he get him?
Oh,
yes, he
beautiful
does.
hits. Oh my word, yeah, this is... I don't know what Knight's plan was, but it worked after all. Probably courtesy of the Realm Warp, allowing him to teleport to Kaz. And, well...
That's a pretty nasty lead they've just taken. I mean, 2 kills, first blood, first turret. It's ridiculous. So, definitely a Saxon 1 in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, well, I'm getting the feeling that Lachende Gerdas is just making them feel comfortable as usual and then pull it back later, but this is very scary for Lachende Gerdas because a 3000 gold lead, there's the pass, is nothing to scoff at. The AD carry happens to have some issues, so he'll be back in just a few, but yeah.
I'm guessing a full bladder, but, you know.
2.4k Kronos, 2.4k already, 6 minutes in. This does not bode well for the team of Lachende Gerdas.
Oh, that's pretty hefty lead. Plus, the gold went onto the top laner and the mid laner. So as we were talking about it before the game actually got, before the game started, the Rise needs to get some sort of lead. I mean, he is behind in minions, which is to be expected as he went for that gank. But he did pick up a kill there, so that's pretty important for him at least. And the Rumble taking a lead as well. He could be able to actually take that top lane into his hands. But we are back into the match. All things are good and dandy right now, and let's see where the next point of action will be. I'm guessing we might see some trouble here in the top lane for Morsu, but he's getting out of dodge quickly.
Yeah, that's the advantage, of course, when you are Gnar and you're in your mini form, you get the double bounce, so you can go all the way to the other side of the lane. And this entire tower is just going to be going down. That's another 1000 gold going into the hands of Sector 1, and we were already talking about the 3000 gold lead. It's about to happen. And this is going to be incredibly hard for the team of Lachende Gerdas to actually pull back, because, well, Kitty is desperately trying to get some damage in onto this bottom tower, but he's still taking a lot of time, and I don't think he can do it in one wave. Now, actually, in the jungle, it's Bruder and Kirei. They're both just watching each other. Kirei is just trying to go for the red buff, or at least delay the red buff a little bit. And Bruder decides, sure, you can have your red buff. Bruder a little bit early with the smite there. But was probably trying to avoid Kirei there.
Bruder should be fine right now, at least. And we haven't seen that much out of the Blitzcrank, unfortunately. I mean, I was kind of hopeful that it would be insane and getting hooks left and right and 4, 5, 6 kills after 10 minutes, but not yet so far. So Sector 1 have been doing a good job of avoiding his hooks. Yeah, it is going quite into their favor right now. I mean, the extra turret helps a lot, and I wonder how much Morsu was able to do still against Bwipo.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting scenario because, well, Bwipo already has the hunting guys, is building towards the Leandri's Torment, I guess. That's what builds out of it. And, well, Morsu has a Hex Drinker, which is neat, but it isn't it builds in comparison to the power of the hunting guys.
Yeah, plus the haunting guys pretty much nullifies the effects. Part of the effect of the Hex Drinker. It already takes away like 15 magic. Obviously nice hook there onto Forsaken in the Dragon Pit.
Forsaken in a lot of trouble, but will Sliver be able to actually support him here? Call coming out, one more hit.
Oh, the Dragon!
He does manage. Oh, the Dragon is pissed! The Dragon is incredibly pissed. He might kill Kirei! Oh my word! Now Sliver's in a lot of trouble as Morsu, Kitty and Mao moving, but immediately the Equalizer coming out. Morsu forced to flash over the wall, but the Dragon is still pissed and Morsu is taking damage. Can the Dragon actually get the kill? But that Dragon is dealing so much damage as Kitty goes down, had nowhere to run, and that was a 3-for-2 in favor of Sector 1. Let's be fair. Dragon is pissed and he kills you.
Dragon MVP right there. I mean, it even gave Sliver the patience to wait for the Dragon to finish off the Blitzcrank, and he can fire the rest of his shots onto Kira, and then Kira gets finished off by the Dragon as well, which is just ridiculous. I've never seen that happen before, like 2 kills shortly after another. Wow, okay.
It is quite ridiculous, and even Kirei had to use his ultimate to get out, and then he still died. So that's also a big thing. Ultimate is down for about 120 seconds, so that's 2 minutes of downtime. And yeah, this was ridiculous. Really ridiculous.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. Okay, so back into the match. It is 5-2, so a bit over 3,000 gold still in the lead for Sector 1. So they didn't really increase that too much after that action there, but they are doing pretty well. No real fights around the Dragon itself just yet, so they are leaving that alone for now. It is pretty neat, I suppose, for either team, but not really that important. Neither of them really have a poke composition where you want to have to regen. So I'm guessing that's why they don't really put a priority onto it.
Quite possibly, but for now it's going to be a little bit of a push here coming out from Sector 1. Zyra and Rek'Sai just going to be clearing out everything here around the Baron area. I'm just going to go a little bit more aggressive, get that vision in, and ensure that whatever happens, they know exactly what the team of Lachende Gerdas is up to. In the meantime, speaking of Lachende Gerdas, we have Kirei moving in. Will be spotted out with a knockup. Can he get the knockup? Yes, he can. There's the Equalizer. Everyone just dropping everything. Call coming out. Oh, he gets the knockup. One more hit. That's all it takes. No, it gets blocked by Kaz. And Kirei gets away with a sliver of health. So incredibly close once again.
Yeah, and I kind of want to say Bwipo a bit impatient with his ultimate there, because he positioned it towards into the jungle, while he would have wanted to aim it towards the first turret there in the mid lane, because 4 of them were stacked up in there, and he could have done a lot more damage, I think. So maybe should have held on a bit longer to that one, and they could have picked up a couple of kills. But nevertheless, they do have a lot of pressure right now. They want to take some more control. We see both Bruder and Bwipo moving into the jungle, taking control of it, taking away that blue buff. So they are doing pretty neat here. Might actually pick up the Dragon as well while they're in that position.
Well, they're thinking about it, but first they need a little bit of additional control. And so they take away the Skull of Crab, and they're looking to maybe catch someone out. Kirei in the meantime just clearing out the wards, reducing the vision. That's the team of Sector 1 has. But will it actually matter at this point? Because, well, there's a 4,000 gold lead currently for Sector 1. They haven't taken middle tower yet, but that should not take too long, as Rise is coming down the river into the jungle, looking to assist his teammates in the middle lane. And then, well, how much gold do they actually have in stock? Well, they in the bank, well, they have about 1,200 gold on the Rise. Most likely he's going to go back and grab himself either a needlessly large, because he actually has the money for it, and that would not be surprising if he did. Like, it's a lot of additional damage that he gets from that. No, it's going to be the Boots of the City and the Amplifying Tome. Also works, definitely.
Yeah, I just want to go for the little bit extra movement speed and cooldown reduction, which is quite useful, of course, with that, artillery rise, just spamming out spells as he goes. But yeah, it is getting kind of out of control. And once again, like we said in during chapter legs, it is kind of like that the fact that Lachende Gerdas don't really take these qualifiers too seriously. So perhaps they don't even care about this one. It's like, we might lose, who knows, we don't care. As long as we get qualified, it's fine with them. But they need to be careful though, because if they give too many games away, they might actually not qualify at all.
And we saw the possibility of that happening last season if certain things actually happened. But for now, Kaz is in a lot of trouble. Will get chased down by Bruder. Kirei also needs to back away here. Mauno coming in from the middle lane. Here's the knockup coming out from Zyra ult. Forsaken taking a lot of damage. Kirei does get the kill, but will get hit by the Jhin. Goes down. Now the curtain call coming out. Can he actually get a kill in? But will it be enough? No. Kaz actually grabs him.
No.
Has to be backing away. The exhaust goes down to Sliver, but from the rear is Pipo. With his flames, he's going to be trying to take everyone down. Kaz is in a very bad position. One hit, oh no, it misses, but he's running straight into the tower. Will go down a double kill for Pipo. And that is a very good fight here for Sector 1. Once again, only losing only Sliver, I believe, and Forsaken versus 3 kills, so that's relatively good. And as long as they keep doing this, they just extend their gold lead.
Yeah, it looked kind of bad because they were caught in a bad position. I think it was Forsaken and Bruder who were on their own. They did get backup from Knight in the end, but it was pretty risky, but it works out. But that's mostly due to the fact that they're just ahead a bit more, have a couple more items than the team of Lachende Gerdas. But nevertheless, I mean, that was not that good of a decision, so it could have ended pretty badly for them. So they have to be a bit more careful, but they picked up the Ocean Drake off of it, so got another objective into the pocket.
And that's pretty good. Ocean Drake works wonders if you're trying to, well, just back away whenever you want to. And that's something that Forsaken is really good at, being able to drop, of course, the Strangled Thorns. And, well, pretty much say, if you want to go into this area, okay, sure, but you're going to get knocked up in just a bit. And, yeah, then you have to, as a player, you have to make the decision, do we want to do this, yes or no? And oftentimes the decision is no, I don't want to. So it's a very good disengage, or a disengage ultimate. So looking at how this game is playing out, let's take a quick look at the gold difference. I mean, look at the AD carries. Only look at the AD carries at this point. That's ridiculous. That's a full BF sword.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. I mean, you can see it in the stats as well. Yeah, Kitty, okay, fair enough. He's doing a pretty good job at least being ahead in farm. But Sliver has been doing so much more work across the map, picking up kills, picking up some extra assists for himself. Plus his turret kills do help, of course, but we see Kira going in.
Kira goes in, but he gets knocked up once, twice. It's a flying horse. But people actually getting pulled in will immediately get destroyed. But here's the curtain call. One hit, 2 hits. Kaz goes down, that's 3, and at the very least it's 2 versus 2. Now in the bottom lane it's Knight versus Morsu. Morsu, will Morsu actually go down? Well, there's a good ward coming out there from Knight. Knight takes him down. In the end, in total, all across the map, 3, 4, 2. And yeah, that's pretty good once again for Sector 1, and they're slowly but surely extending that gold lead. Almost 5,000 gold right now, and we're only 17 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they really do want to look at picking up some more turrets, though, in my opinion. That middle lane turret hardly has any damage at all, so they need to push onto some more objectives as they can. They want to kind of put this game into overdrive, snowball it a little bit more, and make sure they pick up the win. Because we did see some of the strong points coming out there from Lachende Gerdas. They have the Blitzcrank, they can just hook the support even, make sure that they blow him up. so that Forsaken is not really able to peel away for Sliver anymore. So that's a bit risky if Sector 1 gets into bad spots.
Yeah, but the thing is that Lachende Gerdas is right now 5,000 gold behind. They're big items behind. Abyssal Scepter finished on Rise. We're looking at Titanic Hydra finished on Rek'Sai, who's only going to get stronger and stronger. Repo building towards the Rylai's Crystal Scepter already has 2 items completed. There are so many things working against Lachende Gerdas. And then you have Jin, who, well, to be fair, is already building towards his next big item. He has 1,600 gold in the bank, and I don't know what that thing is going to be building into the serrated Dirk, but
yeah,
is it going to be? Is that for a Malcolm Moishes or something else?
I think it's a cleaver. I'm not sure.
Well, it could be a cleaver. Who knows? But looking at the middle, there's going to be some cleaving as Sliver will go down. Stranglethorns does knock up just because they do manage to get those picks.
Oh.
That's the issue. Like, they shouldn't be doing this. Now, Bwipo at the
Bwipo.
same time needs to get away here. Don't chase Bwipo, you will go down. The gravity field flash over the wall. Oh, the Rift Herald is now pissed. The Rift Herald trying to take down Bwipo, but can he do it? Yeah, he can.
Of course.
And, yeah, Bwipo, that was a massive bad move. Like, it's not even
Bruder
funny.
actually goes in.
Bruder going for Kitty. Kitty taking a lot of damage. Exhaust goes down to Bruder. Bruder gets pulled in. Yeah, he can't do anything against Kitty. And again, another person just diving in. That's a 4 for 0 for no reason whatsoever. Sector 1, 1 by 1. Pretty dumb if you ask me. Rise needs to go back. He needs to back away to his own base because they're losing turrets left and right here. Well, actually only middle. But here's the critical. Misses 1, misses 2. Misses 3, perhaps? No, it's going to be what? Knight versus Kirei. Can Knight actually take down Kirei?
Oh,
one more hit, that's all it takes. Room Prison, he needs one more hit. Yeah, he takes him down. He needs to be careful that he doesn't go down to the turret. And, well, they make it 4 for 1. But that's about it. Now, Bwipo pushing in. We'll be seeing a small ward there. Sees the entirety is there. The pool is available for Kaz. Kaz gets that. Doesn't get the pool. But he does set it up here for, at the very least, nice setup. Well, Forsaken going in, they get everything on the Kaz, and he does go down. But now Knight is in a lot of trouble. Will Knight actually survive? He is taking the turret.
Oh, the shield! No!
This is not enough, and he will go down. But now they can actually turn it around. The Mao now goes down to Jin. And this is a complete buster truck as they as Forsaken, Bwipo, and Bruder head over to the Baron.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Just, yeah, a couple of pretty horrible moves, I guess, from Sector 1. I mean, they're getting picked off left and right. Bruder forcing the matter, wanting to defend that mid lane turret, but just giving away his life for nothing, really. Because, I mean, you could have expected he was going to die there if he was going to go into them. But then again, they managed to turn it around. They picked up a lot of kills and a turret as well. So they cleaned it up, I suppose. But they do give a bit more of a foothold towards the team of Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, that's basically what they shouldn't be doing. Lachende Gerdas was down and out for the count, but we're looking at Sector 1, and Sector 1 is just saying, okay, sure, here, Lachende Gerdas, have some kills, have some gold. Maybe you can do something because you guys are trolls. That could be what Sector 1 is thinking, but that's definitely not a good way to approach such an important match, which might give you the chance to go to the Amsterdam Arena. In the meantime, though, Knight is going to get sandwiched between a horse and someone with a boomerang blade.
Yeah, he does receive some backup from Bruder. He is going to go and help him defend, but it does look like Lachende Gerdas are going to back off. They do want to look for some position around the Baron area. They have some sort of vision control, however, there's still a ward in the Baron pit itself. So I doubt that Sector 1 is going to get baited in into a bad spot there.
Yeah, well, at the same time, Bwipo is just pushing this bottom lane. Will be running into Morsu relatively soon. Has finished the right, so that's going to help a lot. But in the middle lane, it's Sliver in a lot of trouble. Oh my word, Sliver takes so much damage. Goes down. Blitzcrank pocket pick, like best pick EU or something like that. Oh, this is an interesting one. Here's Knight coming in, looking for Kirei. Can he actually do it? But he's going to be running into Mao. Mao gets hit by the equalizer. But Knight is taking a lot of damage here from the Chaos Storm, chasing down Mao. and the rest of the team of Lachende Gerdas has already backed away. Yeah, Sector 1 just giving away kills at this point.
Well, it's more that Lachende Gerdas are taking kills. Oh, Knight. Oh no, what are you doing? Why are you chasing still?
Yeah, he's dead. Oh no, he's not. Sarah's Embrace, they actually turned around. They thought he was going down. Knight actually stays alive. Can he actually get Kirei?
Oh my god, no way!
Kirei gets destroyed under the tower. I do not believe it. That's Bwipo. It's too late to save his own tower and is forced to deal with Morsu. But what the actual... I don't even... This match is ridiculous. This match is already ridiculous. It started ridiculous and it just gets even worse.
Yeah, but I mean, Lachende Gerdas are getting closer bit by bit because we are into the 24-minute mark almost, and the lead of Sector 1 is only 3,000 gold here. So they have been giving away so much, and it is more looking like a solo queue-esque game than it is like one team versus another. Because, well, the first bits we saw from Sector 1 were pretty well coordinated, but right now they're just putting themselves into bad spots, and you have to be wary against a Blitzcrank in those scenarios that you don't give away an easy kill and just give them the opportunity to take an objective off of it.
This game was just getting ridiculous. I just saw that that fight happen. I went back and took a quick look at that fight and was just okay. The shield from Knight kept him alive, and then they were like, wait, why is Knight alive?
Yeah.
And from that point, it's completely devolved. It's just ridiculous. For now, though, Bruder and Forsaken placing some wards in the enemy jungle, getting some wards themselves, or rather destroying some enemy wards as well. And a very good, they have some very good vision control regarding Baron Nashor. In the meantime, top lane, it's Rice. He's looking to get some Chinese food later. The Knight actually gets the Rune Bristle, the Kitty forced to use ult. Now Kirei in a lot of trouble. Kirei takes so much damage, pops his ult. Now there's the curtain call from long range. Can they actually get a kill here? Knight just gets obliterated, but Bwipo doing so much damage. Forsaken looking for Kirei. Can he actually do it? Goes down though. Sliver getting chased down with Morsu. Morsu tries to go for the kill here. Can he actually do it? Yeah, he can. Boom, into the wall with you. And Sector 1 just, I don't know what Sector 1 was doing, but Bwipo came in from the side and just destroyed them.
Well, yeah, I think that's just the same of what we've been seeing for the last 10-15 minutes from Sector 1. Just not really well organized. They try to go for plays, but the movements are not really in sync. We see, I think it was Knight and Bruder going in for the dive behind the turret. They did pretty well, but it just got bursted rather quickly and maybe a bit unexpected for them. And then Bwipo came in a bit later after that, but the rest of his team was already dying, so he was only trying to pick up as much scraps as he could. And that was really it. So going too aggressive there under the turret, in my opinion. Well, the turret actually only had like a couple of hits left before it was before it would be killed there.
Yeah, that's and that's the thing. They should just have backed away, I guess, or focus down the turret and then fight. If you leave the turret up, it will act as a 6th champion, and it's... look at the gold count. It was 5,000 gold in favor of Sector 1, and now there's only 2,000 gold left in terms of the lead that they had, and, well, Baron Nashor getting a little bit of a... In any case, Bwipo heading towards the bottom lane. We'll be running into Morsu there. But this is relatively an interesting situation because Morsu does not have teleport, whereas Bwipo does have the teleport available for the Baron fight if he so desires.
Yeah, so I hope that Sector 1 is gonna maybe look at using that more effectively.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, curtain call coming out. Bruder also going in. Mao doing so much work. His teleport from but he's taking so much damage. Will go down. And now from the rear though, Bwipo doing a lot of work here. Takes down Kirei most likely. Or will he? Yes, he will be able. No, he won't. He gets destroyed. I cannot believe that just happened as the Stranglethorn trying to knock up Morsu. Morsu now with the Gnar doesn't get anyone now. Maybe Forsaken can turn it around. This from the side. It is going to be Kitty looking for Sliver. Bruder, Forsaken, and Sliver need to back away here. They cannot stay here for long. Morsu moving forward, and well, again, a 2-for-1 in favor of the team of Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, it kind of looks good at the start, but then we saw Knights coming in with his ultimate, trying to get that realm warp in the smack dead in the middle of the team of Lachende Gerdas while the rest of his team was gonna collapse. But he put himself too far deep. Bwipo came in a little bit too late once again, because of course that teleport takes so long, and it wasn't really a good ward in position for him to getting close enough. And yeah, so Knights just got the lead in, and then it was pretty much a game of getting some scraps. What was he?
Kas will actually go down. 1 hit, 1 kill. Now they're going for the dragon, and of course the red team gets the infernal dragon, which is pretty powerful, especially once they start pulling ahead. On the other hand, though,
nice.
here's teleport into the Baron pit. Oh, nice work here, and well,
yeah, they should have.
Yeah, very well done. Nice work of the teleport there from Rise. Well, the teleport to the Realm Warp. As long as Bwipo doesn't do something stupid and goes in together with Forsaken, that would be dumb. They shouldn't do it, and they're thinking about it. They are crazy. Just recall and push. So Baron, 4,000 gold now in favor of Sector 1. Yeah, we've seen many games end with Baron.
I mean, we do, but honestly, I don't really think that they are in the right position to do so right now. I think that the team of Lachende Gerdas should be able to defend the turrets quite well. And perhaps they can just look with the Blitzcrank for another pick, because they have been doing so all game. Get a hook, get either the support or perhaps the AD carry. Just try to take somebody out and then go for the 5 versus 4 fight. But Sector 1 want to take the fight to them right now.
Yeah, Equalizer going out, but this is going to be enough, but that means that they can just continue to push here. Oh,
Knights!
Oh, well, that's 1 Knight down, and now maybe the next one, as Sliver is going to get taken out by Kirei. There's the Straight Lords going down, and oh my word, this is just a massacre. Kirei doesn't even go down, Bruder gets pulled right back in. Nope, you're not going anywhere, and that's a 4 for 0. They had to Baron buff. All they had to do was just push, 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 and what do? They go straight for the face. That's a bad idea, and this is going to cost them.
Yeah, and a triple kill going to Coscu there. He's 11-2 and 8, so that victory is going to go pretty insane. He's already doing so much damage. We just saw it on the rise there. Under the turret, just popped his ulti, and even the first cycle of his ulti did an insane amount of damage. So they really have to be careful now. People actually wanted to fight against Coscu here in the 1v1, but he's gonna get out safely just in time. But yeah, it is kind of insane that Sector 1 still want to go so heavily for a fight. They then didn't really get their initiation right, and it was just Shushikas with the hook once again onto Knight this time, which enables them to go for that fight and win it quite convincingly.
Yeah, I don't even Kronos. I don't even. For now though, Infinity Edge finished on Sivir, Rabadon's Death Cap finished on Victor, so that's going to be a lot more damage. Now up to 755 ability power. That's a boatload of damage, and of course courtesy of the fact that he has 11 kills under his belt. Not quite a proto belt, but a belt nevertheless. If we're looking at the rest of the teams, well, we have Frozen Mallet coming out, random is Omen, Mothman Mortius, so a very tanky Gnar at the moment. And yeah, that's something that people has to deal with, because he doesn't really have all those resistances.
Yeah, plus we have seen Morsu going quite aggressively into the backline. And it is really up to Forsaken mostly to keep Morsu off of Sliver, who is trying to deal as much damage as he can from that backline. But he has been, disrupted by Morsu a couple of times, and Kirai as well. They just dive straight onto him, want to take him out as fast as they can, and do not want to allow him to go for the full curtain call and just snipe from the back. So that has been going pretty well here for Lachende Gerdas, and I wonder if they can turn this game around. They're still behind in gold, just a little bit, 2,000 gold, but there's already 32 minutes into this game, so that gold difference doesn't really matter as much anymore.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to when do you complete your items. I mean, looking at Hecarim has a BF sword, but nothing to go with it, whereas, for instance, his opponent is already looking to get the random Omen done because he has the recipe items. and the money to actually complete the Randuin. So that's the thing to keep in mind. But Kirei once again here from the rear, they're looking for the shots. Here's the curtain call. It doesn't do all that much as the teleport is coming in here.
Oh,
and
no.
now Kirei from the rear. Oh my word, so much damage. Sliver backs away as fast as he can, but now it's Kirei who goes down. And maybe they can turn it around immediately. Morsu chasing down Knight. Knight can't do anything. He will go down. But the rest of his team, rather the rest of Morsu's team is dying right now as Morsu comes back into the fight, takes a lot of damage. Will he actually survive this one? Sliver now trying to do as much damage as he can.
Oh my!
Pulled in, but they do manage to trade Brutal for Cass, and now for Kitty. Sliver gets another kill, and it's a 4-4-2 as they continue to push. Turret going down. This should be an inhibitor turret, and finally, the second one gets a good fight. Kirei got burst down. He ran straight to the Stranglethorns, and could have seen this one coming. They were grouped up. Kirei comes in from the rear.
Yeah, it is all to do with the flash out of Sliver getting out there in time before Kirei will be able to burst him. But still, there was so much damage coming out of Kirei. Really aggressive item build for him there. Just wants to delete Sliver as fast as he can and then allow his team to follow it up. But it didn't work this time. So good fight there indeed from Sector 1. And so that's the first inhibitor down here. We have Dragon respawning in 10 seconds, which is another ocean. So it could be the third ocean here for Sector 1. But I have to say the ocean isn't really doing that much for this match, because every time we see them fight, it's a straight head-on fight and not really a pokey and go back and regenerate a bit and then poke again. So they are not really able to really benefit from the triple ocean buff if they would get the third one here, that is.
Well, they can now go for it because Kirei is completely is actually far away and doesn't have smite available, so now perhaps they can actually destroy it just in time. Kirei is thinking about it, looking to go in here. Buder just continuing, has smite. That's the third Ocean Drake, just like you said. However, that does give them that 12% missing health regeneration for 5 seconds, and if they get the Elder Drake, it goes all the way up to 18. And that's a lot of regeneration if they go out of combat, out of champion combat, because I believe it doesn't. Yeah, it's damaged by champions. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, so I mean, it does help out. It probably will help out more if they get to the point that they're going to get the Elder Drake, because obviously it buffs up the Elder Drake's true damage burn. So that really helps them more, but I don't really think that Ocean is going to do too much for them. They are, however, setting up for Baron right now, and I wonder what Lachende Gerdas is going to reply to it. They can, of course, try and go for the push. The inhibitor turret could be on the table for them if they want to go for it. Or they might even just go for the bait here for Sector 1. Just bait them in towards that mid lane and see if they can get a hook with Justificace there on that Blitzcrank.
That's going to be a big thing here, but it's going to be interesting. They're going straight for Cass. Cass getting knocked up a few times, but will it be enough? The curtain call now also coming out. Kirei going straight for Sliver, but straight into the Stranglethorns. Actually gets the dash, so he will get Sliver. Sliver goes down, Forsaken in a lot of trouble. He's desperately trying to survive. He's in the Baron pit, so he will get taken out with just one hit there from Baron. Baron got pissed, took a nice swipe there, and immediately they do manage to trade 1 for 3, and they could go straight for the base. However, they don't have the minions to do so yet. They need to wait for the minions to actually push all the way up to the base. Knight now trying to get to his own base, gets no hit there from the overload. But the thing is, they're pushing against super minions, and that's always a hard thing to do. But they're clearing out this tower so incredibly fast. Here's the grab. The grab doesn't actually hit, and well, just chilling out. They get an inhibitor turret. It's definitely not bad, but I think there was more to be gained. Be right back. So yeah. Very good fight here, of course, for the guys from Lachende Gerdas, and now finally, the thing is, it's exactly the same as the previous fight. The only difference is Sliver this time did not have flash.
Yeah, plus he flashed away from the Stranglethorns from the Zyra, so there was no possibility for Kira to be knocked up by it. And that allowed him to freely take out Sliver. Of course, as you said, no flash available for him, so no way for him to get into a different position. He did have heal, he used it, but it didn't really have that much effect. But we are back into the match. So a good thing for them is that they managed to save that inhibitor. And they, of course, still have those super minions pushing onto the mid lane of Lachende Gerdas. However, we do just see some cracks into their composition. They are having a lot more trouble, and they use the Realm Warp once again to go for the Baron. They might actually do it once
Just
again.
look at the
no
damage being dealt
here.
there. Yeah, just look at the damage, and the Baron once again going down. And
oh man,
it's literally press button, go Baron, and it seems to work. But this time they need to not make the same exact mistake as before, and that is fight under a turret. And you can see what's happening here. They're already setting up for the pick off, and can actually do it because Bruder is completely alone with all of these minions. Will be running straight into Kirei, Mao, and Kaz if he's not careful, but will be backing away, and so that is a little bit of wasted time. Bottom lane, Bwipo doing exactly the same, just getting that push going, and that's what they need to do. That's what they need to keep doing, and in order to actually win this one.
Yeah, Saxon 1's trying to get vision control, but that's so risky because every time they want to clear a ward, it might be Kira or Kaz just around the corner waiting for them to go and auto-attack the ward and just hook them in, or go in with the Hecarim and the Devastating Charge, trying to get them back into their own team and get a pick. That's all they want to do. Now they force Kira into the mid lane. They want to force the inhibitor and bait Saxon 1 in a bad spot, and I think that Kira is going to actually get it. They don't really send anybody back now. It's finally the bases are being called, but it's already too late. Kira is going to pick that up. No way that Bwipo is going to defend it.
Yeah, but it's mostly to just defend this, or rather clear out this wave, perhaps get that little bit of gold that he needs to get the Abyssal Scepter going. And the rest of his team is still in position. He still has the teleport. He can still get back to his team relatively fast. Takes him 4 seconds though, but if he wants to, he needs to be on point with his teleport. He doesn't have any time to waste when jumping in. However, with the inhibitor now coming back in the middle lane, they'll have a bigger issue at hand than just a Kirei.
Yeah, so Bwipo is being sent on the split push duty. Needs to clear those super minions and perhaps look at taking the middle lane inhibitor himself. Get a nice pick onto Kitty, doing some damage, but not really able to follow it up with that much. Because of course they have a sort of an all-in composition with Knights in the middle lane. They only have really Sliver, who can do quite some damage from long range. Maybe Bwipo as well, but not really as effectively. So it is pretty difficult for them to look for a solid fight for themselves.
Yeah, well,
actually coming there.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage coming in, but this is going to be enough to actually push through. Well, the turret is taking a lot of damage here, down to half hit points already. Kirei looking for an engage here from the side, and this inhibitor in the bottom lane will be going down. They do manage to get the hook onto Bwipo, but it's not going to be...
the Realm Warp.
Oh my word, that's a lot of work there as Kirei goes in, gets destroyed immediately, and Kitty now in a lot of trouble, will be forced to flash out of there. And with all of this said and done, Bruder going very deep onto Mao. Will he actually take on Mao? No, he's taking even more sorts of damage as Yusufika's actually goes down to every single member of Sector 1. And now Sector 1 looking to push in. Well, it's going to be a little bit hard because they don't have any super minions in the next lane. They do have 2 cannon minions, so theoretically those cannon minions could be dealing a lot of damage to the Nexus turrets, but they want to defend their own base. Smart move. They don't want to overextend. We saw what happened last time, and actually they're backing away. They're heading towards the dragon. The dragon with 2 seconds to go. Elf Dragon.
Oh boy.
30,000. Well, it's going to be interesting because look at these.
Oh boy.
Oh no, they're actually going for a fight. Yeah, Mao.
Yeah, Koskio being baited in there. They had no vision, just one little ward there, and that was pretty much it. So he wanted to make sure that that Saxon 1 isn't able to pick up that Elder Ring. However, look at their base though. Superman is knocking onto their door. They are doing a lot of damage onto the turret. Should be able to survive it because Bwipo is on duty to defend it. So they pick up another kill. They pick up the Elder Dragon, and they manage to defend their base. So overall, definitely a really good job here from Sector 1.
Yeah, and even if they didn't get back in time, they still had their own super minions to push out. So that's also a thing to keep in mind here.
Yeah.
They would have been fine, but wow, such a great play here by Sector 1. I did not expect them to actually go straight for Mao. I expected them to go straight for the dragon because, well, they had a good opportunity for it, and also I didn't expect Koskio to just run into something like this. However, Sector 1 needs to be careful. Their next turrets are open, and I am pretty sure, knowing the guys from Lachende Gerdas that they might actually attempt a base race here. They are crazy enough for that, to try and do that. But they need to be careful because the bottom lane, 2 super minions stacking up. Middle lane, 2 super minions stacking up. Top lane, oh yeah, that's the entire team of Sector 1. Yeah, they have to do something here.
Yeah, of course, no Baron available for them, so they won't have empowered minions, but they do have that Elder Drake buff, and actually going for the fight here. They want to push them off. They're just going to do some damage and then push onto the turret, as we saw them doing in that bot lane earlier. But is it going to be enough here? They do quite a lot of damage onto the turret, so that's one's taken down, and is Lachende Gerdas going to be able to fight them?
That's going to be the biggest question indeed, because, well, to be honest, they now get the double spawn super minions. They get all 3 inhibitors down, double 2 minions walking out of the base in every single lane. And if you were already afraid of 1 super minion, 2 super minions are even more intimidating. And all Sector 1 needs to do right now, and you can see what they're doing right now. They're just waiting for their reinforcements. It's going to take a little bit of time, but here's Kaas. Kaas going for Brutum, actually getting knocked up, and now Kaas will be, well, demolished, will not be active for another 45 seconds, and see how Sector 1 is just... Oh, Kitty almost goes down. And Sector 1 is just baiting the team of Lachende Gerdas into a fight here, as their minions are actually moving in. The minions doing a lot of work here. Kitty also taking a lot of damage, might actually go down as Kirei goes very deep, but he's completely alone. His Guardian Angel will revive him in just a few seconds, but it's not going to be enough as the super minions are moving in, although Morsu gets a nice push there with his Gnar. People are using a beautiful Zonya's Hourglass in the middle of that fight. And no! The Dash Ray takes all 3 of them out, and now Knight needs to be very careful. Will he actually be able to survive? Yeah, he will. Oh, Curse and Call coming out. Will it actually get a kill? Not going to happen. But wow, the damage from Victor is also nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, that was pretty close there. So a lot of rest being taken on Sector 1. I'm guessing they were pretty convinced they could take the win off of that. They took out the Blitzcrank early because really Kaas made a bad decision there. Wanted to go for the flash hook, but landed his hook onto Bruder, which is of course a tanky Rek'Sai and not really the best target you want to look for. So immediately got hit by that knock-up from Bruder and got deleted. But it really just wasn't enough for them to finish off the base, and now they need to reposition themselves. They have the pressure from the super minions, but they want to get that Baron buff as well.
Well, for one more wave, because right now we already see that the super minions are no longer spawning, which means that the inhibitors are actually coming back. You already saw the announcement coming out from the announcer, because that's what an announcer does. But yeah, Morsu taking a lot of time clearing out his minions, but will eventually get there as Sector 1 once again setting up exactly the same position as before. But they need to make a play happen. They're 7,000 gold ahead. If they don't make this play right now, then they're just going to allow the Lachende Gerdas to get back into position, and that's what they are doing right now. So Lachende Gerdas on the side just waiting.
Bit of an upside. Morsu just went into his mega form, so it will take a little bit before he's going to get that on. And immediately, Sector 1 turning on the switch, want to go for the Baron. They burn it down quickly. However, get scared away because they see Lachende Gerdas moving in, but there we see in the top lane, that minion wave is pretty massive. They need to send somebody to defend there, or they might lose a Nexus turret.
That's
four super minions.
4 super minions right now, and if they don't go back, they have no base left to fight over after they might go for Baron. As Kirei is going for people desperately trying to escape. He manages to escape. Flamethorn going to get the knock-up onto Kirei, but not onto Kitty because the spell shield was there. But now it's going to be cleanup duty as one of the next turrets already falls, and they're looking to finish this one. It is a full wipe. It's an ace. The super minions, are they going to be finishing the job? It could well be, and it is GG as Sector 1 wins against Lachende Gerdas as Lachende Gerdas surrender. 46 minutes in, and one of the highest kill ratios in the entirety of Season 2. So what a game, Kronos.